Hello, welcome to IDG TV and ComputerWorld University. I'm being honored today to have Richard Pharro visiting us. Richard, thank you very much for joining us.
It's good to see you again. It's been a long time.
Absolutely. Actually, I really enjoyed talking to you. So Richard, he is Chief Executive Officer of APMG. That's one of the most reputed and known and big certification offices. So Richard, just as a start, can you give us the elevator pitch of APMG, just in case there's someone on the audience doesn't know APMG?
Well, APMG is an accreditation body, so we are accredited in the UK by UCAS, which is the national body. We run about 45 products as a program where we take best practice and we create an outline of a training course. And those training courses have qualifications, and those training courses are delivered by a network of accredited training companies around the world. And the best practice is owned by other organizations. So we take an idea and we help people commercialize it.
Okay, well, that was easy to understand. So just being on the certification business, how is it going? What is happening on certification for professionals?
I think it's going in a number of different ways. That there's more and more best practice appearing. So you now can get best practice in cloud. People are talking about DevOps. People are talking more about lean. They're talking more about agile. And the ideas of what constitutes best practice come from a variety of sources. So one of the best known methodologies in the world on project management is Prince2. It's now owned by Axelos. It's a joint venture between UK government and Capita, and they're just bringing out Prince2 Agile. So it's how to use Prince2 in a more agile way. There's some ideas around ITIL and ITIL becoming more agile. At the same time, we're working with the DSDM consortium on agile project management, agile program management, and now agile business analysts. So there's lots of flavors of best practice, and I think it's very important that people look at how those flavors work together. And if you look at them, truly look at them, they are complementary. They're coming from a different base, they're complementary, they have some of the basic ideas are the same, but very few of them actually compete head on. So it's much more about looking at what works for you and how do you bring that into your organization. Okay.
Richard, I have the feeling like soft skills are coming more popular to the technical people, people from the IT. But I have the feeling you have the numbers. Is that true?
I think softer skills have always been important. I think that the difficulty with softer skills from a certification point of view is how do you assess them?
Yes.
And how do you assess whether someone is a good communicator or whether someone is a good team worker? So there are a number of training programs, but I think softer skills is more around coaching and mentoring. And you can learn the theory, but you then have to have the opportunity to put it into practice. Okay. We are seeing that, and I think the reason is IT is now no longer a specialist topic. IT is now the business. I can't think of a business that doesn't work without IT. And someone who can remember a world without IT, yes, working with the guys in my organization, if it's not online, then they're not going to do it.
Absolutely. So we no longer talk about IT and the business, right? It's just one thing. So talking about the IT and how it's working, in the last 3-4 years we have been witnessed the change from paper to digital, right? I remember my days in 2005 getting the certification of ITIL. It was only paper, and you only think on paper, and you have this feeling of secure environment with the paper, with the invigilator. What is happening now?
But there's a lot of change in that, and that's quite a cultural change. And what we're seeing is that there are some parts of the world still like paper. Okay. So there are some individuals actually still want a certificate to put on the wall. There's many other individuals don't want the paper. They want a digital certificate, something that they can show, something they can attach to their Facebook page or whatever it is. The exam is available in a variety of formats. It's still available in paper for people who like it. Exams are now available electronically or digitally, either through remote proctoring, so you can take an exam at home, you can go into the classroom and take it under the supervision of a trainer. So we're seeing a trend towards that, but with all of these things, there's no single solution that seems to meet everybody. And one of the problems today with a variety of technology and the variety of things in the world, everybody wants their own special solution.
Okay. Okay, so we are not migrating itself, we are just using different solutions.
We have migrated to use those solutions, but with all of these things, there is a long tail.
Okay.
So there's a long tail of people who want it in paper. And we will continue to support those people who want it in paper. Like, you know, people still want to go on training courses. Other people want blended. Some people want online. Yeah. And I think it's much more variety needs to be made available because people are buying in different ways, people are learning in different ways, and people want to get their certification in different ways.
Yeah. So do you think this is a change on the business model, or is just the use of technology?
I think the business model is changing in that with a variety of best practices, people will now pick and choose what works for them. So I think we will see the end of, say, an organization training many hundreds of people in a certain methodology. And I think you'll see those people having more of a menu, a selection of skills, of courses, of certifications that meet their requirements at the moment. They may come back later in their career to do something else. I think one of my disappointments, I think, in everything that I've been doing over the last 15 or 20 years is a lot of people go on a training course, but they're not given the opportunity to practice.
Yes.
And I think what we're now seeing is, okay, someone's got the knowledge, but can they use it? And with the way organizations are moving so quickly and organizations changing strategy, we do need to build up a group of people who not only know these things, but can apply them. And I think that hopefully will start to change, that people have more mentors, more coaches, more continuing professional development, and generally build capability rather than just knowledge.
Well, do you see a way to assess that, to certify that the person has the knowledge and has the abilities to apply that knowledge?
Well, you can assess capability, you can assess competence, but the problem with it, because it usually costs more money and takes longer than just assessing knowledge. Yes. Yeah, and knowledge you can assess on a multiple choice exam, a very simple approach. To assess capability, you need some more input from other people. But we do some capability assessment at the moment for people working in cybersecurity and information assurance. And you can put those programs together and you can offer those programs.
Okay. So I'm talking about the model because, you know, I know APMG for many years, and you are also famous about the, you know, how strict working with quality and the quality system, you know, assessing instructors, reviewing instructors every day. Is that also changing, or still is a, you know, competitive advantage? Both.
It is changing, and it is still, I think it's still a competitive advantage. You know, I think that if we provide a certification, if we certify an organization to say that we believe they're competent, then we're actually putting our name on what they do. So we want to make sure that they can deliver what they say they can deliver, which is why we have those processes. But those processes are also evolving, so we use a lot more data sources. Okay. So we will look at, you know, what is a trainer's exam results, what is the feedback we get from that candidate, you know, how often are they trained, you know, what is a range of portfolio, and you start to take that into account. We do more virtual work, we do more work by phone or by video. So that is evolving, but at the heart of what we do is around quality. And we fundamentally believe that if we're going to sign someone off as being competent, we got to see them be competent. So if they're a trainer, we want to see them train. Now, whether you need to see them train every month or every year, maybe that's where we might ease up on it as we get to know people, and we have information from a variety of data sources on how good they are. Okay,
you know, I'm seeing these days also instructors being rated on these social networks.
Yeah.
Okay, not only in those old, you know, surveys at the end of the exam, but, you know, publicly shown. This is also change, you know.
It is a change, and with all of these things, it's great unless it's misused. Okay. And so if there's a negative review of an instructor or of a training company on social media, is it an honest negative review? And it's, you know, if you're using those negative reviews to make a decision based on someone's livelihood, then that's quite challenging. So I think you need to sort of make sure what you've got is a trusted source of information.
Okay. So, and Richard, in your position, because I understand you are, monitoring the how everything is going, on the trends on the market. What's the next big thing on certifications?
The next big thing on certifications, wow. I think it is.
If you want to share it.
I think it is. I think it's what you said earlier. We can see more things around the interpersonal skills. We can see, some things around cloud. DevOps is spoken around a lot, so I think people are working on things on DevOps. For me, I'm not sure that DevOps is a methodology or a certification, more an attitude of mind. It's a bit like Agile. I think you can teach the principles of Agile, but I think you need an attitude of mind to be Agile. There's lots of things bubbling up in those areas. There's some more things around some architecture. There's things around cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is now becoming a mainstream sort of career. How are we actually securing our systems? Are we training our people? And it's through the whole organization. It's not just in the IT. It's at the board level, the management, the operations. How do you make sure, as we move towards more big data, more open data, more technology, how do you make sure what you're doing is secure? So my forecast will be cybersecurity is the big thing over the next 1 to 2 to 5 years.
That would be also an advice to our audience, right?
I think your audience should come to APMG for some advice on cybersecurity, and we will be delighted to.
Absolutely. So just the last question. I check on your catalog on the web, and I see also certifications that are not IT specifically. So where is APMG going?
Well, we've always been a generic certification body. So we have never been an IT certification body. We started life in project management.
That's true.
We moved into service management. We have some things on facilitation. As I said earlier, we have some things on Agile. We have some specialist qualifications. We're now into cybersecurity. We have a cloud computing qualification now. So there's a whole range of things that we have. We're working with some American organizations on the process control things. Now we're talking to some people about, there's a German qualification about efficient organization of dispersed teams called AQUO. And our capability is to take best practice and to help people develop a certification and make it available to a network of organizations. And that's what we continue to do. That's what we've been doing for a long time. We have a good relationship with all the scheme owners we work with, and it's how can you bring those together.
Okay, that's great, because our audience is basically IT people, but it's good to know that it's not only about IT, and certifications are not only about IT. There are other areas, other industries looking for that. Richard, I always enjoyed talking to you. Thank you very much for coming, and thank you for being here with us.
Can I just get one more?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, please.
One of the big initiatives that we're very keen on at the moment is around the concept we call the Talent Club.
Okay.
And we launched the Talent Club here in Madrid.
Okay.
And this is a way of helping people without a skill to get back into the workplace. And we've done that in a collaboration with organizations. So if any of your readers, listeners or viewers will be interested in helping get people into the world of work in IT, we would love to hear from them, because we think the Talent Club and some work we're doing with the European Union is a really good initiative that we hope to roll out over the next few years.
Absolutely. We have here in this plateau, many people talking about the certification and how useful they are in order to get a job and secure a job, actually. So you're doing a great job. Thank you very much for that. We absolutely believe on that.
Thank you very much.
So thank you, Richard. Thank you for coming. Gracias por vernos a todos. Hasta pronto.